Welcome to the Love and Victory Show with Val, where we will bring you candid conversation. In each conversation, we will talk about real life ups and downs while tackling unresolved matters. We will also unmask issues and truly speak straightforward and candid about our needs and brokenness, while allowing ourselves to exhale so that we can become victorious. This is a place where you can be open to the possibilities of living life in abundance while gaining tools to become bold and complete. So let's get to it. We have amazing guests each week, and today is no exception. Join us as we change lives one conversation at a time. You know what to do. Now let's get to it. We took the time to kind of peel some things back, and it really let us know that we're all kind of going through some things. We all have room to grow, and we're doing the work. So when you put in the work, the outcome is fantastic. You can wake up glowing like this.
You know, I was looking at the introduction and all the fabulous people that we've had on this show. You know, there's a lot of beautiful people we've had sit in these seats here. So I want to send a shout out to all of those that were on the show.
Have been on the show.
Been on the show. Yeah. We have a lot of beautiful people there to help us
grow this platform.
Yeah. So shout out to you all.
Well, I thank you for doing that, Lawrence, because this is nothing we could have done by ourselves. This is people trusting us, trusting their brand, their image, their name, their words with us to come and sit here with Brother Carter and
that's good. We featured them in front of hundreds and millions and billions of people out there, and they featured on the what is
the intro.
The intro, yes. So.
Well, I do want to say, and I'm glad that you brought that up. See, that's why he's the baddest co-host out there. You know, the things I may slip up on, he come right back and get it. Since you're so bad, and bad meaning good, if you could, I would love for you to bring Nina to the stage.
Nina?
But I need you to give her something special since she hadn't been here in a while.
Yeah.
Bring her to the stage, Brother Carter.
Right. So as you guys see, we have been sitting here communicating with a very beautiful young lady. Got a streak of skunk in the top of her hair, which is very beautiful there.
Yes, it is.
She's a very bright young lady. She's smart. She's well traveled. She's been all over the world almost. And actually, Nina, what do you do?
Primarily,
yeah.
I design healing adventures for men.
For men
specifically. Now, I still work with people all along the human spectrum, but I design healing adventures for men because men really need it and they deserve it.
Wow.
Not that other people don't, but that is what I specialize in. Now, happy to talk more on it. And that's what I do, and I love what I do.
Oh, okay. How long you've been doing that?
Specifically the last 2 years, we've really tightened it up.
And you say
my story
you have
today
a team of how many?
I've got consultants. I've got people, right? I want to stay sharp. I want to stay on top of my edge in what I do. And so I pay to get educated. I do workshops. I do conferences. I've got a book coming out.
Yes.
Right. Yes. On the work that I've done. And the words that say, so the segment that we're doing today, a big piece of the story that I'm going to share is why I have started just narrowing in on, God's given me the gifts, universe has given me the gifts to specifically really help men level up in a way that feels safe and comforting for them, but that still speaks to men.
Wow. So ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for Miss Nina Garcia.
All right. Welcome to the stage, Miss Nina. This conversation is going to be great. And again, the show title for today is the words, understand, not word, but words that save me. Think about that. The words that save me. Aaron's going to bring...
So wait a minute before you go there. I just want the brothers out there, the men out there. Buckle up right now, man. You just heard what she said.
She got something for the men.
She got something for us today.
Well, you know what I'm going to do.
This design just for us. And so I'm gonna be sitting there and absorbing. I'm going to be like a sponge on this thing here, and I encourage you to do the same thing. But I'm gonna throw my little stuff in there also. So and Miss Val, she ready also. So let's get it on. Come on, Aaron.
I think Bella's gonna do that
Bella
acronym.
doing it?
And what I really want to do here with this conversation, and I love that specifically, we have someone in here that's gonna focus on men. It's not that often that we, men are willing to take and hear, and definitely how much is out there for them. So,
and somebody care enough about us to even want to heal us. So come on now, Miss Nina.
All righty then. If we can go with that acronym, let's go.
All righty. So today's acronym is GRACE. We have G for gospel, the teaching or revelation of Christ.
That's G for gospel, not gossip.
And we have R for renew, to extend for a further period the validity of. And we have A for abandon, to cease to support or look after someone, to give up completely. And we have C for clash, to meet and come into violent conflict. And we have E for embrace, to hold someone closely in one's arms, to accept or support a belief, theory, or change willingly and enthusiastically. Grace.
Grace is sufficient.
Grace. Listening to, just hearing that acronym, and you think about the word grace, we oftentimes don't. And today, for me, it's more about I'm taking it personal. I want to work on me. So we can give other people grace, but I want us to think about it. Do we ever give ourselves grace? We can say, well,
what does grace mean to you?
Well, I think when I think of grace, I think of grace as we can say, well, they just such and such is just having a bad day. Grace meaning that it's okay for them. Let's look past them. We give them a pass. Where from
grace is giving other individuals a pass.
Not necessarily a pass, but understanding their circumstances, being more compassionate to them, or showing compassion to them versus.
You own it. You own it now. You own it.
Yes.
What about you, Nina?
Yeah, I look at grace and I think it's the space that I give for someone's humanity, which is to say their imperfection, right? I am not God. I am not an angel. I'm not a perfect being. I am human, which is to say that I am imperfect. I'm not going to do it right every time. So yeah, I give myself some grace.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's my humanity showing. Yes. Let's just acknowledge that and not hide it.
Yes.
Let's acknowledge it.
Yes. All righty then.
We'll see Bella and
Aaron, y'all have anything in to say?
What grace mean to you?
Yes,
What?
I like that.
You got anything?
She got something. Come on in here, Aaron.
I always heard, if I remember correctly, and if I get it wrong, y'all let me know in the comments, but I always heard that like mercy is when you're held back the things that you do deserve, and grace is when you're given the things you don't deserve.
Say that again, Aaron.
Mercy is when like say like a punishment or like something's supposed to come your way and it's withheld. Grace is when you're given something that you didn't deserve. So it's not.
You were spot on. You went all the way to the gospel with that one.
Wow, that was really good.
And I guess the reason that always stuck with me was that was always something that's like I never really understood the difference. Like to me, it's just like they're very synonymous, right? It's just like, oh, grace and mercy, we praise God. He's told us like what does it actually mean, right?
Yeah.
And so someone explained it to me that way, and I think since then it's like that's where the depth of it is. It's because you don't deserve it. There are times where it's like, oh, we'll give someone a pass, or like, oh, we brush it off. But true grace is when you know the person didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Very good. Okay, Lawrence, you got something to say to that?
No, man, she said it
baby.
quite well.
She said it very well.
Grace is something that was given to us in spite of who we are. And so, yeah, she's spot on it, though. I don't have to add nothing to that or take anything away from it.
Before I start with my question my question here, there was one that came specifically for Brother Carter.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I saw
and
that.
it came. If you can, there. I believe it was Roger Houston.
Mhm.
If you can read that question that he had for Brother
Yes,
Carter.
we have one from Roger. What words saved you, Brother Carter?
What words
Yes, saved you.
saved me?
Mm-hmm. That's
What words? There was so many words.
Well, if you just,
So
but it
many
wasn't
words.
so many words that saved you. What if you can think of some words someone gave you or something? What I think he's wanting to know what turned you around.
Wow.
He came for you. He needed that. From you.
I got to think about that thing because when I hear the word
Mhm.
I think of John, the book of the Bible, John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God.
Mhm.
And so when I think about the Word is talking about the saving grace of Christ. And the words that saved me was Jesus,
Mm.
was the Word. And I had to lean and depend on the Word of God in my time of trouble as a young person going in my darkest areas of life. And I turned to the Bible to be lifted for life, for redemption. And so there are many words that help save me, but
You can't
I
narrow it
just
down
can't
to just
narrow it
one or
down.
two or three.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really can't narrow it down.
So
All I
you
can
would have
say
to
is,
say it's the word of God.
the Word of God.
All right, that's good.
That saved me.
Well, I think they came back to me with the same question.
Yes.
Someone did.
Miss Carter, you also got a question.
Mm-hmm.
What's your words of the day, Val?
Ooh, choose you. Choose you. If I can leave, if I can give for anyone today on this Saturday, I don't know what the date is, whatever the date is, but it's
the
Saturday,
13th day of
13th.
September, my Uncle Junior birthday. Happy birthday, Uncle Junior.
I would say choose you. You know, oftentimes we are moving and doing for everybody else, making sure everybody else is good. And then we're completely broken down or we're exhausted that we can't even be present. I'm going to say today, Saturday, choose you. Choose to be happy. Choose to smile. Choose to be present with your family and
That's
with
good.
your friends. Choose you. And don't feel like choosing you is meaning that you're being selfish. Choose to take care of you. You can't do anything for anybody if you're all broke down. If you're angry, if you are just full of exhaustion. I think about
bitter. And,
yes, but I'm gonna take it. Thank you, Abraham, for asking me that because it actually brings me back from yesterday. I was running around and you know had to work and had to take care of some things, and Lawrence called me. And I was over at my mom's and I was doing some other things. And he just called and asked a simple question. And
what was the question?
Baby, you been by the house? You know, and I instantaneously, my response to him was so, that. And all he was doing was just checking in on me. And it was all about me being like, or maybe he asked me to do something. I don't know. But I remember myself instantaneously getting tight. It just felt like one more thing on my shoulder. And it wasn't anything that anyone else did. It was me not just taking time to choose me and breathing through what I was dealing with and what I was doing. Sometimes you can get so caught up on doing that you're not really there enjoying the moment. So today, choose you.
Yeah.
That's right.
sometime I believe that as humans, we have so much going on in our worlds. Everybody's so busy. Everybody have a lot of things going on in their lives. And sometimes you can be overwhelmed with the thoughts of having to do this and this and this and this versus just doing it and not even realizing that you have done it.
Yes.
The idea of it versus the reality of it.
That part.
Because when you get through, when
Yeah.
you really sit down and I think about myself, I actually called him back and apologized. And he didn't even realize I was being, he was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
But great though, because that's healing, that's repairing for your relationship with you that just happened there. You didn't even need it. You needed it.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it was. Because he didn't even, it was me. And he didn't even realize because it didn't come off that way. He didn't feel it, but I felt it. Yeah, he didn't. Look, you heard what he said, y'all. He said he didn't know I had snapped. Can y'all believe it? Sometimes I do.
I really didn't know.
But anyway, so choose you.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of other questions, and then I'll kind of go in here. Let's just bring everybody in.
Let's bring Nina in. What's the word that saved you, Nina?
Y'all, I got a whole story.
Okay.
Do we have a year for it?
No, just part.
Just give us a word, and then we're gonna come back to your story.
I was like, you're gonna have to come back because it needs context.
Yeah. Okay. Give us a word, and we come into your story.
Okay,
now we're gonna
words.
use a picture frame, or we're gonna use islands, or we're gonna use.
Well, you said words, so I'm gonna stay away from the story for now.
Okay, there you go.
Story. The words, though, if I were to get to the core of what these moments or this moment brought to me, if I were to say this is the core essence of this, I can frame it, right?
This word.
These words, right? The words that save, right?
Yeah.
Is
Dead silence.
Yes. She's there.
Live.
I see her.
Dead silence.
you can
We love you.
You can stay where you're at and get what you're always gotten, get what you've always gotten, or you can leave and you will see what I can give you.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come on with something else. You gotta bring me some.
I told you the story. It had to come with the story. I didn't lie to y'all.
Okay. Well,
you got me sitting on the edge of the bed right now.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to allow you, because you can't just say something like that and not elaborate more. So then I'll come
before we go there, you know what?
I promise the story will still be here. I promise you can do whatever you need. It will still be here.
I want to apologize right now before we say anything further. We have not let y'all say hello to our wonderful engineers behind the scenes right now. So we want to give a slight introduction to them, because they are very much part of what we do here. Love and Victory Show with Val. So if you would turn your cameras on now, I want you to see Miss Bella. And I want you to see Miss Aaron over there. They both have their shirts on alike today.
You know, they didn't even coordinate that. I'm so proud of them.
They have their love and victory. Yes. Those are the Love and Victory shirts, and you too can have some merchandise from Love and Victory Show by doing what?
They go to the web. They can go to our website. They can message Aaron. They can do whatever. They can go on the Love and Victory Show. Tell them, Aaron, how they can get them some merch.
Yeah, definitely. I would say for the fastest response, send an email to info@lvwithval.com, and I'll go ahead and type it up here for y'all. One moment.
All righty then.
So these shirts come in different colors as well. So you're not just stuck with one color.
I know he did come in the middle of all this here and do a plug-in. Y'all, Brother Carter, sometime I tell you,
this is all, nothing is scripted here.
It's never scripted. It's just, I'm like, is he doing an ad in the middle?
It's brought to you by Brother Carter.
Ooh, I like that.
He just did an ad. All righty then. So we're going to come back to your
Conversation.
story.
All right.
And so, but before we come with the story, I do want to take a couple of more questions out there, and then we're going to come back into.
Well, every time
Brother Carter,
see my man, every time I see my main man, Michael Jordan, number 23, on the set, I gotta say good morning to him.
Oh Lord, is that your main man?
Michael Jordan.
Michael
man.
Jordan.
He's the man. Mike, what's up?
Mike, you know he love
He
you.
take time out of his schedule to come sit with us every Saturday morning. So we appreciate you,
that.
Mike.
Thank you. All righty then. Go ahead, Bella.
All right. So we do have a couple comments. We have Neville Washington coming in here saying,
Hey, Neville.
do you think other people's words make more impact on your mind than your close ones?
Depends.
Ooh,
Say that again.
Read that again.
Do you think other people's words make more impact on your mind than your close ones?
Meaning, are you meaning people that are close to me, or people that are people that are close to me?
Other people's words.
Well, I think that's sometimes people that are not in your intimate circle have a way. Sometimes you can hear them better than you can hear the ones right up close to you. And not saying that people right up close to you don't have your best interest, but sometimes people just don't want to hear where it's coming from, and that may be something they have to work through.
Yeah.
Since you're a therapist, what would you say to that, Nina?
I think it depends, right? I think for some of us, we have external validation seeking, and some of us are more internal validation seeking. And everybody needs to feel validated, right? We're human beings. We need to know that we exist, that we're loved, that we're known, that we're seen. And so when I think about this question, who has more impact? Well, if I'm really internal validation seeking, the people who are closest to me, that I hold in my heart and my soul, they're probably going to have a lot more impact on me than the people who are outside. And I can tell you, I'm an internal validation seeker. The people outside me, I don't care what you say. It just doesn't, it just rolls right off.
Okay.
Right? But for my external validation seekers, you will hear people around you louder than you will hear the people who are closest to you.
So when you say external, external meaning, I mean, if you can break that down a little more, are you talking about your outer appearance thing?
No.
Or what are you talking about?
People who are, if we think about this in like a soul level, the people who you love the most are carried within you, right? Think about it that way.
Okay.
So then we have people who are not necessarily carried within you. Okay. So for some people, now this is the therapist in me speaking now. For some people, your brain is designed to assess threat.
Okay.
And so for the people who are closest to you, your brain is not assessing them as a threat at all. It's assessing people who are outside your circle as potential threat.
And those people are called what?
They'd be your outer circle people, right? This is people who think about it. If you go to work, right? My external validation seekers, they're worried about what their coworkers think, what their boss thinks. Now they don't have personal relationships with these people, but they're just like, I got to worry about what I dress like, what I say, what I think. And then they're performing oftentimes for other people's comfort.
Okay.
Whereas it's a performance, right? And so they end up being really unhappy because they're constantly needing somebody else to say that how they exist is okay.
Okay, gotcha.
That's quite the weight to carry.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Wow. So Neville, the question I'm hearing, it sounds like you're a parent maybe, and maybe you're talking to your child or children, and you're not quite getting the word into them, and it seemed like when someone else say the same thing you've said, that they hear it now.
And that's where I was coming from. Yeah.
Yes. And so he sounded like a parent with that particular question to me.
And that's a developmental piece. If you have an adolescent, your brain, literally as human beings, our brain when we're in adolescence is actually tuned into individuating and not listening.
Why is that sometimes children can hear the outside person say the same thing? I think the child maybe get used to the parent saying the thing, and it just sounds like they don't want sounding bored, and
what is that all about?
Yeah, the word we use is individuating, right? And so what ends up happening, right, when you have a child who's there with you and they're growing up with you and they need you for their safety, right? They need you to be close, they need your words, they need your wisdom, they need your love, right? But when we reach adolescence, our brain shifts to I've got to be able to survive on my own, which means I can't depend on my parents anymore. I have to figure out. So anytime you get your voice in edgewise, for most adolescents, because this is the way our brain is designed, for survival. So what happens if the parent leaves and they're out on their own, right? This is a conscious.
So I have a question on that.
Okay, I might have an answer.
Yeah, okay. So if basically what I'm hearing, you're still in an adolescent state, even if you're grown.
Ooh, say a little more on that.
Okay. So I heard what you said based off
Mhm.
that individual being an adolescent in an adolescent age range. What happens if you're in a young adult?
Yeah. So what she's asking is the adolescent state, does it
What
does
happens
it
when people don't
remain
grow
even
beyond
when
it?
you
Yes.
So for some people, what ends up happening, and this is, I'm going to say honestly, this is probably for the majority of people, what ends up happening is something so dramatic or traumatic happens that we get frozen. Right. And I'm really oversimplifying this just so we're clear, right? But we get stuck, right? A lot of people say, well, I got stuck in a place, right, where they might have picked up drugs, they might have picked up sex too early, they might have picked up an abusive relationship, or a parent might have left, right? Or lost, they might have lost someone. It's impossible to say what exactly the thing is that it would be for, because it's so different for humanity. But the consistent piece is sometimes a brain does get stuck in a particular developmental stage because it has not healed the rupture that occurred.
Wow.
Now you can, I think what I really want to put in here though is at any age, you can say, oh, I see that now. There is an inner wound here from an inner child here. And if I repair that in your 20s, 30s, 40s, I work with people in their 60s who are still trying to repair something, and it can be done.
Wow. That's did you we saw.
And look here, you're getting that for free here at the Love and Victory Show with Val. This is Nina Garcia. She's a very profound individual, and she's speaking life into us
today,
right before our very eyes. Yes. So thank you, Nina.
No, thank you for having me.
All right,
thank you for not even charging us.
I want to go back to your initial. You said with the words came.
I'm interested to hear the question Bella have for, because I know Bella have a good question.
Oh, Bella, give it to her. Look, give it. Okay, y'all.
Did you be on the spot?
Yes.
Oh,
No pressure.
Yes.
There's no pressure.
No pressure at all.
I guess I have a question about, when you say that you get stuck or frozen, can that happen during like multiple stages of your childhood? And how do you deal with that once you heal your inner teenager, then you have to heal your inner tween, and then you have to heal your inner toddler? Like
that's a good one.
It's complex,
there an end
right?
to it, huh?
Yes.
It's complex.
Yes.
And it's, how do you know?
What a beautiful question. So I don't know if everybody could see Bella's hands right. It's like this, and I want you to imagine like the waves that come, right? And there's layers now to your humanity as an adult, right? And I don't just mean Bella, I mean to us as human beings, right? We've acquired layers. Now, for some of us, we have integrated our stories, and now we are what we consider to be an integrated, a well-adjusted human being, and our history is just our history. But for many of us, we are constantly reacting to something that actually happened in the past. Okay.
Yes.
So we can't respond in the present because actually we just got triggered by something that happened when we were 5, or something that happened 37,000 times between 5 and 25, right? Or whatever the case might be. And so when you think about going into a healing space, whether it's spiritual counseling, whether it's therapy, whether it's coaching, whether it's your own self-help books, right? Whenever you go into that space, I would invite you to really see yourself as this layered individual. And the reality is now you are an adult. Wow. You are not in danger anymore the way that you might have been when you were a child or an adolescent or even a younger adult, right? So you have the ability and capacity now to say, this is scary. This isn't dangerous anymore. This is just scary. And then we have to learn the difference in our body and teach ourselves and heal through to be in this present moment where I actually don't need to hang on to when I was abused. I don't need to hang on to my assaults, right? And these are my stories now. I don't need to hang on to my rape. I don't need to hang on to any of those things that did occur to me and that do color who I am today.
Yes.
Wow.
They now are integrated and they are a part of my story, my history, but they do not exist in my present as something dangerous.
You got to slowly wean yourself from the bottle and the pacifiers of life.
Well, I don't know if you can slowly wing yourself. And please correct me, but I hear what you're saying, slowly wing yourself. I think you first have to acknowledge that it's there.
Oh, for sure.
Awareness.
Yes.
Awareness.
And
is the first step.
I think a lot of times when a person is, or you're expecting a person, because you said something that was profound. We expect the people, come on, you're no longer a baby, but we don't know when that traumatic thing happened for the person.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get them to operate on our level
Yeah, be here
when
with
we
me.
have no idea when and what happened, what's their story.
Yeah, think
And
about that.
you know, so if we just start
Yeah, but you don't even see your own triggers.
right,
So
but
you
That's
got-
where
you
you. That's
got
where you
to-
got to start there.
Yeah.
but here's what we do. We actually put my hand here.
Mhm.
What we tend to do is we tend to say to individuals, come on, you can deal with this. Let's go. Because you can now, because you've moved out of that state. But there is another stage that you still are afraid to move forward, but you're
Mhm.
holding them to a different
Mhm.
level. So I think that I love what you said there. You're safe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You-
Can I add an image in here?
Yes.
As you were speaking, and Bella, what you were bringing into, and I think about this layers, an image that I will often use with my clients that I want to give to everybody here, if it is helpful and useful, is to imagine that you are made up of so many different parts, like your 5-year-old part, your 30, right? Everybody in here has been those ages.
Mhm.
And imagine now as an adult, you've got this big, beautiful banquet table of every age you've ever been, of everything you've ever experienced. And they're all different parts of you. The 5-year-old is there,
Mhm.
the 25-year-old you is there, the 13 you is there. And
Ooh,
now
that's
that you
overwhelming.
can, oh, it's a lot, right?
Yes.
So we don't normally think about that. But the
Mhm.
reality is that's what's there.
That's
You're
what's
in your
there.
deepest subconscious. All those parts are there. And the spotlight isn't on everybody all at the same time. The spotlight is right there, hopefully with you. And you should be listening in to
Mhm.
those other parts. And you as the adult making those decisions. But it takes skills and
Yeah.
resources to ground in your present to say, I hear these parts of me calling. I hear the echoes from my past. But what am I going to do in this present moment?
But when I hear you talk like that, when I hear you say that, that's for someone that is trained. That's someone that is willing to do the work. That's someone that has recognized there is a problem. Okay. The individual, and most of us,
Yep.
and again, most of us don't even recognize that there is something there. Something's off.
Yeah.
Well, because it's
Can't
buried
put
so
the
deep.
finger on what it is.
Yeah.
What is that
it's
thing?
buried
Yeah.
so deep.
Mhm.
And so, how and what can we say
Mhm.
to that individual that cannot recognize, don't even understand
Mhm.
why they're reacting and responding to this? Because it's them at the end of the day,
Mhm.
why they keep reacting that way? Can you?
I don't know if you're going to like my answer.
I don't care.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Talk.
I want to be honest.
Yes, I
right?
do. I want
Uh,
you to.
the conversation we just had is really good for somebody like Bella who
Mhm.
wants to do the work, is showing up, is asking questions.
Yes.
She's curious.
She's
right?
curious.
Mhm.
You're curious, you're asking the right questions. Like, what else can we do?
Right.
What else can we do? But just say, oh, I'm curious. Let me see if I can get perspective on this. The challenge for people who are emotionally unavailable, because
Ooh.
that's really what we're talking about,
That's it.
is that there is a lack of willingness to even see the self in perspective. So how can I possibly take what you say? You could tell me, hey, something's off in your life, Nina. What's wrong, right? But if I'm emotionally unavailable, you okay over there?
She Bella fell. Yeah, I wish y'all could see the visuals in the
Wow.
studio. She literally
She
fell
just
back
told
in
Nina,
the
"Get out of
chair.
my head."
She literally just fell back in the chair. And because I want you to finish it up, and then I'm going to ask Bella to say what she just felt as you were speaking. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I didn't see it, right? So I missed
Yeah,
this
that's
part.
okay.
So I'm gonna try to finish best I can with
Yes.
where I was, I believe. But when you're emotionally unavailable, it does not matter what anybody else says to you because you are not open to receiving the message even for you.
Oh,
And so it's a hard truth when we love someone and we want them to change and we want them to grow,
Yeah.
or even we love ourselves and we want to change. But if we're not open to hearing it, to any sort of perspective, anything different than what we've heard, we will get the same thing that we have always gotten, which is that we're not enough. We can't change. This is how the world is. And this is how it's always going to be. And that's I was about to curse y'all.
that's okay. We
That's
can do that on the Love and Victory show.
That's a fucking lie.
That's-
It is a
Yes.
lie.
Lie from the pits of hell.
Yes.
So when I was talking to Bella earlier, just telling her
That she's
words
worthy.
of affirmation
Mhm. Yes.
for herself and
Yes.
started encouraging herself, she didn't hear any of those words.
Oh,
I
can
can't
ask
tell you that.
her.
You'd have to
Hey,
ask her
she's
that.
right there. Ask her. I think you should look at
You have
Bella
to-
right
because
Bella,
I have not seen
y'all
an
have
emotionally
no
unavailable
idea.
person here.
Y'all
I've heard
have to
questions.
see all the stuff.
turn y'all
So y'all have to turn this camera on. She hit the flow when Brother Carter asked the question. So Bella, you want to?
So Bella, did you not hear any of those words I was saying to you?
I did hear the words that you were saying.
They
to
did.
me.
Was
They
it
didn't
hard
bounce
to
off.
feel? Did you feel anything in response to them?
Well, I think because when you were saying like the words of affirmation, you're smart, you're beautiful, or saying it, I'm smart, I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have the issue with that. It's, I know I'm smart, I know I'm pretty, I got that.
Yeah.
But I'll tie this into what I just realized, because my dad is emotionally unavailable. He does not want to heal. He does not want to go to therapy. He doesn't want to do all of the things necessary for us to have a relationship, a healthy relationship. And I think that's why it ties into me feeling worthless, because why is my father not doing this? Like, you would think he would want to do this. Am I not enough for him to want to do this? And that's why I think I have that feeling of worthlessness, because if my dad's not even willing to go to a therapy session, why should anybody else be willing to buy me anything? Why should someone want to buy me flowers? Why should someone want to show up for me when my own father doesn't even want
to? It's like having a kid in sports or something like that. And why would I keep on trying to put myself out here on this football field, basketball court, or track field, and my own mom and dad won't even come and support it, you know, and it make you almost want to give up, you know, and so
thank you for sharing that. I just want to say thank you for sharing that vulnerable share. That takes courage to do, y'all.
Yes.
This was an emotional bench press.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Can I also just say,
jump on,
as we frame this for everybody who's like, oh my gosh, that's my story. Because for a lot of us, we have emotional unavailable fathers. We're with emotionally unavailable men. Okay. And some of us might be raising emotionally unavailable sons. Okay. I just want to put this out there in perspective.
We want you to go there. Go there.
Because if we're growing here and we hear this, do we think at any point that Bella's father actually said, I want you to be emotionally unavailable and I want you to think that men don't want you? No, I bet at no point did her father say that.
Right.
It's implicit. It is implied simply in the way that he existed. And
So,
now you're doing the work, right?
Yeah.
To relieve yourself of that.
Could it be that sometime we have to stop putting emphasis on people outside of ourselves to
but
get
not
ourselves in a better position?
Well, before we
life?
have the licensed person answer that, I want to give my perspective on that.
Can I add something?
Okay,
Yeah, we're
yes.
both just sitting
y'all
here.
see how good? Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to tie it back to when Brother Carter was saying the affirmations. And I say I don't have a problem with I'm beautiful, I'm smart. That's part of it. If I am beautiful and smart, why does he not try?
Oh,
so that's why I wanted to tie it back, because that's exactly how I feel. I am beautiful, I am smart, I'm intelligent. I have so many good qualities.
Yeah.
But am I just not enough? I have all of these qualities yet.
Yeah.
And I think, as I was getting ready to say, and I'm glad you said that, because it goes back to what I believe, unlicensed, untrained. It's just my personal opinion. I think it doesn't have anything to do a lot with them. That's a father. You understand that father is part of my DNA. That's part of my makeup. And I have to, and that's going to happen in stages. You're going to get through this. And the one thing that you're doing right now is you're going through therapy.
Choosing you.
You're choosing you. You're also putting yourself in healthy surroundings around. Your village is healthy. You are working around people that are pouring into you, you know. But I do think that as a daughter, even if that father, or as a, I'll say daughter, looking for it from her father or looking for it from her mother, that is still a process to get through. And you can't say to a person that needs that little piece feel that you have to choose you. You have to first start understanding, why do I feel like that? How can I, because you still have to have that connection with that parent. It's like an adopted child. I think, and I think there were studies that say it, and I can't read I can't quote you on them, but I do remember reading something that adopted child, no matter how happy, how well adjusted that child's upbringing was in that adopted home, that child still longed for that unknown family or family member. So expect that child to forget about that thing that they were connected to is impossible. It's a process to work through. Can you jump on that?
I hear all the time people say, I just want to cut it out.
Yeah.
Can you just cut it out of me? Just remove it from me. I don't want to have this anymore.
Yes.
And the reality is that it is only yours.
Yes.
It is uniquely yours. It is a part of your lived experience now. And if you aren't willing to take responsibility for it, it will absolutely still have weight in your life. It will help you make decisions. It will help you lose relationships and gain relationships that aren't good for you. It will make decisions with you and for you. It just will not be in your best interest.
Wow. Okay, Aaron, go ahead. That's real good.
I do have a question. Like, this literally just kind of popped into my brain, and so I want to hear y'all's thoughts. Is it like the reason like when you don't have a good relationship with your mom or your dad, right? For whatever circumstances, reasons, things like that. Is it because like as a parent in your mind or how you see things, it's like at the end of the day, like, oh, the kid like came from me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to the kid that has to grow up and live life and like, just live, right? It's everything that they are.
Right.
And so when half of that rejects you, because I'm also reminded of this one quote too. It's like your view of your father reflects your view of God too, even, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just kind of curious what y'all's thoughts were in the sense of like why the hiccups are like they're not even like hiccups, they're like mountains. And it can be something so small, but because you're literally forming, it becomes like such a like a stab.
Aaron, thank you. That's exactly where I was going with my commentary toward that. Mine was elongated, but that's exactly what what I was saying, because that's who you were. That's your DNA. That's how you were formed. Whether he was present in your life or not present in your life, that's still who you are.
All the parts.
What Nina is saying, and I like that part, but there is a journey to get there. She's saying that you have to, and you're doing the work now, you have to choose to do the work for you, because you have no control over how he's reacting. But what people do when they say, what you hear when people say that to you, that was me, you're hearing, I get that, but this is how I'm feeling right now. Acknowledge what I'm feeling. And I think that for me, I had to acknowledge that's what I felt. This is how you made me feel. If they never said it, if I'd never heard it from the person that hurt me, I had to say it to myself, to a point that I was starting to feel, okay, this is how I feel, because we become numb.
Yeah.
You become numb to it and you just react off of things. So I had to keep saying it to myself so that I can start feeling again. Then I can start working through the challenge. That's my unlicensed. That's just my real life. That's how I felt. And if you can't, as a therapist,
throw the license out, right? Because the lived experience of humanity is what we're working with here, right? And what you just said, talking about the numbness, right?
Yes.
This is how we become conditioned to just naturally keep going, right?
Yes.
It's like a blueprint.
Right.
And we just keep working off the same blueprint with this unstated assumption that if we just keep doing this, then like we'll be safe, we'll be okay. At least we'll know what will happen. But the stuff that ends up happening when somebody stops doing what they've been conditioned to do. Right now, what comes to mind in this way, right? Emotionally unavailable father for one of my clients. This man is in his upper 50s now working with me, just so we're clear, okay? Doing his work in his upper 50s. For the first time said to his father, I am not going to be available at your beck and call for you to treat me however you want, and I love you, but I refuse to do this anymore. It is the first time that his father has looked back at him and said, I love you, and it sounds like we should talk.
There you go.
70 years.
Because there was a boundary set there.
And maintained.
Because you can't set a boundary for someone and then keep allowing them
they can't grow
to keep moving that thing.
We need the consequence.
And it comes off as if you're being harsh for them because you have a different behavior. I remember someone said something to me one day, I've changed. You're different now. And I said, yes, and she's not returning. She is gone. That broken girl, that broken woman, that this is the new me.
Mm-hmm.
She's gone. She can advocate for herself. She can set boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
and she loves this person. So she never wants to return back to that person that was broken, because I'm going to say
But
this to
she'll
you.
tell you how she feel right there on the spot.
And that's the thing I'm going to say to you. Your relationship with your dad, and I love you so much for you being so open and transparent. This is nothing that anybody has asked. We would never ask any person connected to this to reveal anything that they don't want to. We don't even talk about it. It just comes out. So the fact that you would be so open and so transparent, for me, looking at you when I was that age, I was too afraid to do it. So you are so much further in this journey than you can even imagine. And when I tell you, your journey for healing is much shorter than what mine was, because I'm 61. And if I can be very honest with the hundreds and billions and trillions of people, my journey didn't start until my 50s. I'm being very honest with you. It did not start until my 50s, because I still stayed in that place of wanting to make sure that everybody else accepted me, was good with me. I wasn't going to lose anybody. And I kept that mask on.
That external.
Yes.
Addiction.
And so I am proud of you.
Amen.
I am so proud of you. And I'm telling you, your
inspiration.
Yes. So I'm sorry I took over that, but baby, that made me want to shout there.
Yeah,
this is what intergenerational healing looks like, right? Even if your dad never does the work, you are not passing on emotional availability to, if you decide to have offspring, to have children, right? And you will not pass that on to them. Right.
And it's good that you're choosing it. Let's go in. Now we're going to keep, I still want to hear the story. Y'all think I'm going to let Nina get away with this here? So we can go back, Nina. We want to hear your story before we take any other questions. And I want you to just go.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Okay. So many moons ago.
Many moons
ago, I married my best friend. Okay. We were friends since high school. I knew him well enough, I thought, right? And we got married, and the day after we got married,
No, he didn't.
We left on our honeymoon, and he was like a stranger to me. He wouldn't touch me. It was like we didn't know each other, and I thought, this is so bizarre. What's happening here, right? To the point where I reached out to like hug him, and he jumped back and like knocked over a glass, right? I was so confused, and I brought it up immediately because, of course, I am okay with being confrontational.
Yeah,
right?
we're confrontational.
Again, not in an assertive, aggressive way, or not an aggressive way, but in an assertive way. Like, hey, this is unusual. What's going on here, right? And he was like, oh, no, nothing. And the mask came back. And I'm going to say this very particularly. The mask came back, but it was what I was used to. I didn't know it was a mask at the time. But you fast forward, we leave our honeymoon. My husband does not touch me for months. I don't know what's happening.
Did you get any that night? Did you get any
in my honeymoon?
The first
I did.
Oh,
okay. Not the first night on my honeymoon, right?
You didn't get none the first night?
So I got the performance, right? I got the performance, right? So the first night you're tired, right? A lot of people, your wedding night, right? You're really tired, right? But the honeymoon was very bizarre for me, right? Because of course you're expecting to be intimate, and it was very odd, right? Months go by, and I think something is wrong. Something is really wrong. Right?
Yeah, something is something wrong.
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not how we were before we got married. This is very bizarre after. Maybe we just need some time, right? You fast forward 9 months into our marriage, we're sitting across from a friend, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with us. And my husband straight up says out loud, well, I just figured that after I got married that I wouldn't have to try anymore.
Wow.
Okay. Now, I could literally tell you in the span of my marriage, on 4 hands, you could count how many times I was able to be intimate with my husband. Okay.
Son of a.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to ask this question if I can put a pin in it.
Yes.
Before you go any further.
Yes.
And this is since she said it was her ex-husband.
Yes.
So I'm not trying to disparage or anything. Was he gay?
So I'm going to put a pin in that.
You're going to put a pin
Okay.
in that.
Okay.
Because at this point, I'm really we're 9 months, we're a year in, and I say to him, we're heading for divorce if we can't figure this out.
Mhm.
I am a woman. I am a wife. I deserve to be. You're not holding up your end of the bargain, basically,
right.
right? So I asked him straight up. I said, if you're attracted to men, I love you. Just let me know.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't be together. You
Mhm.
just let me know, right? Absolutely not, Nina. That's not what's happening here. It's not what's happening here,
Is
right?
he with a man now? Okay, we can shut
Unequivocally,
up.
I was told no, right?
Mhm.
Fast forward, we're in the second year. I'm doing everything I think a faithful wife does.
Mhm.
Lingerie,
You went
all
that
the
long?
intimacy things.
Girl.
I asked him if he needed a partner on the side. I asked him if I
You was
needed a
willing to do
partner.
whatever you
I
needed.
mean, whatever, right? But here's the thing is I had so much faith in the marriage,
Mhm.
right? And I thought, surely there's something I can do that will change and make him
Mhm.
emotionally available.
Mm.
Surely there is something I can
You
do.
love that man.
Okay. I
That was you loved him, and that was your best friend.
that was my best friend. And I thought, surely there's something I can do to help him,
Mhm.
right? There was nothing I could do.
No.
3 years in, and we had a baby, we'd had a house, and I stood in a river.
How
I
did
went
y'all have
away.
a baby?
Oh, the few months that I got him to go to therapy, and
Y'all
the
got a
mask
little. You
came
got a
back.
little. Oh, the mask,
The mask
came back.
and he said to me, I think I'm better now. Let's have a baby.
Oh,
But again, you see, what is this? This
and
is
so
the
you're going to give him a
story that he
baby
sold.
because you
I
wanted
believed
to.
him.
You believed him,
I believed
and
him.
no. If we
Tell
can
me.
be very honest,
Yep.
I'm coming there.
Tell me.
You also wanted to keep the facade going.
I wanted it back,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
I wanted it. I was like, this is what we signed up for.
Yes.
Finally, we're back,
For
right?
everybody else
Yes.
outside of yourself, because
Nobody-
everything was there.
Nobody knew
Saying,
about this but
Okay.
the two of you.
Nah, not to the degree that
Yes,
he was. Yeah,
of
right.
course.
Except our therapist,
yes.
right? And so I had been vocal about it. I was trying to figure out what is going on here. And when we fast forward, I was so untouched, unseen, unloved. He never showed up for an anniversary. He was drunk off somewhere else, right?
Mm.
But he was struggling. He was struggling much, right? Not my responsibility, right? But all
Mhm.
these things. I went to the hill country
Mm-hmm.
with some of my girlfriends. And they were all, having a good time. And I'm standing in the river and I'm looking upstream. And I walk so far upstream that I can't see anybody around me. And I have tears in my eyes. And I remember looking up and saying, God, I can't keep doing this. I know that I'm meant for more, but I feel like a shadow of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And in the silence of this river, right, you hear the natural sounds of the river flowing, right? But in the silence of it, I hear back, you can keep doing what you've been doing and you will get what you've always gotten. Or you can leave and you will see what I can give you.
Wow.
And I needed that because it's not what I was getting from friends and family. You just need to pray more. You just need to do this. You just need to. No, let me tell you, when I said I needed a divorce and I sat across from my husband, who I'd already asked several times if he had been any interest in anything else, right? Because I was going to let him go with love, right? You just need a different journey. I'm not it.
Mm-hmm.
He sat across from the table with me and I said, well, I'm going to start dating. We're headed for divorce. This is, you need to move out. And his response to me was nonchalantly, while eating chicken wings, no
She
apology
remembered
after
like
this, like it was yesterday. He says very nonchalantly, I've been attracted to men.
And I will put and again, I did not know this. We have, let me make sure that this disclaimer is there. I did not know this. We've never had this conversation. It was just, and when you're in it, you can, and maybe because I'm sitting on the outside.
And I think even if I had been sitting on the outside, I would have
Exactly,
looked in,
because you're
right?
never
I was
on the-
asking as his wife, actually.
But yeah, even though you were asking, the answer was there.
It was already
and you
there.
saw it. But sitting on the outside with no invested interest in it, it's clear. And so I guess God just gave me this revelation. When you're on the outside, it's clearer for you to see what's going on more so than the person that is right there.
You have distance and perspective.
Yes.
Right?
Oh my God.
As the dutiful wife, I was like, I just need to figure out what it is. But the reality was, at the end of the day, there was nothing I could do to save that marriage.
Wow.
And that wasn't obvious to you
No.
until 3 years after.
Well, 3 years afterwards, absolutely, right? In the first year, something was off. But my challenge was, so I'm a very honest, very candid person. I believed him.
Yes.
That was my challenge, is I believed him. And when I heard that line and no apology afterward, no, I'm sorry for lying to you, the betrayal that I felt, the betrayal.
Unreal.
Wow.
Well, that right
So
there.
that brings you to why you
This is a
teaching
big
men
part of
how
the reason of why I work with men to help them be emotionally available men and
emotionally
emotionally secure if we can,
available.
but at least emotionally available.
Wow, that's deep.
Yes.
Erin is waving the flag over here. She said we got some comments coming in here.
Yes,
But I
yes.
do want to say this. You talked about when you were in the hill country,
Yes.
in the water.
Yes.
It didn't trigger me, but it brought me back to when my journey started for me in my 50s.
Mhm.
Lawrence and I had went on, and it was different. My experience and what I was going through was different. And I've never said that until you said it just then. I've never even spoke this, but it really made me remember what happened. We had went on, I know, baby, I'm sorry. It's just how God does things with me. We were on a vacation, and we had went out on a catamaran. We went on a trip, and we had a great time the night before. And so I wanted to get in the water, and I wanted to go scuba diving. And I remember getting off, and you probably going to remember this, and I just floated, and I was way away, just floating on the water. Supposed to have been scuba diving, but I was floating. God had just drifted me out there. And I remember when I was out there drifting away, it was almost like God spoke to me, and I had this sense of peace and of freedom that I knew I needed to have. It was like being out there. It was almost as if God had released me, that burden off of me. That trip was probably one of our first trips, and I always think about it. When I got back to the boat, Lawrence was there. He never got out, and he was literally sick
as a dog,
sick from the boat. And if you don't mind, baby, you want to share what you shared with me, or do you want me to share? He said, baby, it was like I was floating away. He literally physically got sick. It was almost as if
I couldn't save you with all that water.
And it was almost as if, but for him, it was heavy, and it was probably painful. For me, it was so freeing because I had no fear. And it was almost as if I was being carried. But God made it so plain, it was time. So I just wanted to share that with you, because you just brought something back to my life. It was time for me to start the process of healing. So it was time. It was time.
Well,
All
I'm glad you was healing,
and I didn't
not ending it here.
No.
You look like you was. I'm done.
I mean, he really
feeling it.
I was literally. I had floated so far away. I was out of the.
You was out of the range.
I was
of
the range of the lifeguards.
and
Everybody else.
yeah.
We literally got off the boat, and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
God had literally taken me, and I was so far. He could even see me, and he told me, lady, explained everything to me. I was out of his view. I was out of everybody's view. Yeah. It was almost as if he had just floated me out. And I take that into
I need a drink.
that I take that, and I have to say, to put it in perspective, it was what God did to me. He wanted me to completely release it all to him. So he really freed me that day. So thank you. All righty, let's go to the comments.
All righty. So we do have quite a few, and I know we're coming to an end, so we can kind of speed through them. All right. We have Tasnin Actor. In my point of view, a person's words can build you exactly the same way it can destroy you.
Words matter.
That's a good one. Oh my God. Yes.
And Sophie says, what talks or words changed your life?
Hey, Sophie, it's been a minute. Yes. Okay. Okay. Keep going.
All righty. And we have Lucas. Words are sharper than any swords. Do you agree or not, Brother Carter?
Agree.
All righty. And we have Patricia Garner. To answer Mr. Neville, sometimes the kind of words of a stranger when you are in a bad mood while, say, out shopping can turn your day around. That's an in the moment as opposed to a life moment.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That was really good.
And then Monique Whetstone says, defiance is what it is, lol. These kids rather ignore what their parents tell them than take heed, then come back and say so-and-so said the exact same thing you already said.
Yes.
And then Piers Reese, important people, words work and also hurt the most.
True.
And Alton Functius, the fourth, says, I've learned that the way things are worded completely change the message and connotation.
100%.
And Rohit says, one of the words that saved me was autism. I was diagnosed with autism as a kid and had to go through many challenges. With help from therapies and schools, I overcame autism and am living normally.
Man.
You know, I before we go there, I want to say that what Rohit just said, we put labels on people, and sometimes when we put labels, that's our limitations for them. That's never the limitation that God has for them. So you're right. You have overcame a lot. Go ahead.
Alrighty. And we have Haley Atson. How much do you notice people's words more than their behavior?
Well, hey, Haley. Wow.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. And I want to answer that. I think more often we notice the words that people say than their behavior, because most of the time you hear that their behavior has probably been clear to you all along, and it's probably have affected you all along, but it's their words that is so profound. And we have a therapist in
And I
here.
say something different. I beg a difference on you. I'm gonna push back like you
Okay,
said.
well,
I'm
push back.
in there. I think people's actions speak louder than their words.
For you.
I think people's actions speak louder than their words.
Okay.
Because we can all say I love you.
True. Okay.
Any one of us can say I love you.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you doing behind?
Are you showing me that you love? That's real good.
That's
I
action
agree.
word. So your action means more to me than your
I agree.
lip service.
I agree. I like that pushback. Give me a high five on that one, please. That's a good one. Okay.
All
Nina,
right.
you have anything on that
The only thing that I'll add is, from a therapeutic
standpoint?
We have what we look at is, are you aligned? Are your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors aligned? Because here's the thing is, I can think and say out loud, oh, I love you, right? That's a thought technically, right? I can feel, oh, I love you. I'm going to care for you. I have nurture, I have loving kindness for you. But then there's also behaving as if I think and feel that way. So a lot of people think it, so they're saying it, but they're actually not feeling it. And so they can't behave it, right?
Ooh.
Or they're feeling it, but they don't feel safe enough to behave it just because they're emotionally unavailable, right? Even if they love you, they don't know how to express that love to you. So are you in alignment? Are your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors all aligned to truly be the person that you say you are?
Wow. You're too deep, man.
Oh, wow.
That's so deep.
No, that's perfect. Keep going.
Yeah, you got some people out there say, what the hell?
All righty, it is
What the
time.
hell?
That was heavy. That was I want to say that was delicious. Blessed Mom 27. Hello. Hey, if we can read what she has to say for Bella.
So my mama,
Mhm.
she says,
Hey, mama.
Bella is an amazing, beautiful person inside and out. We cannot wait on the other person to realize their wrongs and apologize for us to get better. We have to do the work.
There you go.
Thank you,
Period.
Mama.
Yeah.
Period.
And sometime, bless mom, you may not ever get the apology. What do you do then?
And that's exactly what she's saying. We can't wait. We got to do the work.
You got to do the
Gotta
work.
do the work.
Yeah, you can't. He may just absolutely be incapable.
Yeah.
But you cannot allow that to stop you. And to everyone that can hear my voice, I love you guys so much. I love what we do. I love that God has placed me and Brother Carter on this platform to be very transparent, to be very honest, and to show love. To Nina, I want to thank you so much for coming on here. Yes, it's been a while, but it always feels like yesterday when I see you. For a woman that has been married to someone and then to find and bear a child, then to find out that you were never the desired person, the betrayal that you must have
Look
felt.
at this. How could you not desire?
The betrayal that you must have felt. But I'm so proud of the healing process that you have gone through. And so anyone that is listening, don't be ashamed of your journey because or your story. You be able to work through it and be able to share it because it can heal somebody else. We absolutely love you. If everybody can look into that camera and tell the Love and Victory Show crew, we love you. And until next Saturday, we got it.